What should I do today? Today is February 14th, Valentine's Day. How are you all spending Valentine's Day? Today, I'd like to talk about Valentine's Day in Japan. There are various theories about the origins of Valentine's Day in Japan, so I'll skip that part for today. I'll just stick to the facts. It is safe to say that Valentine's Day in Japan is recognized as the day when women give chocolates to men. Then, March 14th is known as White Day, a day when men give marshmallows, white chocolate, and other treats to women. Women give two different types of chocolate to men on Valentine's Day. One is homme choco, which is given as a confession of love. It means, I have romantic feelings for you. The other type is giri choco. This doesn't carry any romantic feelings, but it's a way to say, I appreciate you. In recent years, we also have tomo choco, which women give to their female friends. This also falls into the same category, non-romantic chocolate. As for the men who receive these chocolates, it's actually a pretty tough day for us, especially for adolescent students who don't have a girlfriend. It's no exaggeration to say that school is a battlefield on Valentine's Day. No, the battle has already begun the moment we leave the house in the morning. Now, let's recreate a Valentine's Day for someone like me, who is always average in the school's social hierarchy. It is very important to put yourself in someone else's shoes. Few women are brave enough to openly give love chocolate in an environment surrounded by friends. There is a girl trying to hand it over secretly before reaching school. There is also a possibility that you might receive a love chocolate from a girl at another school who says, I've always been watching you from afar. I like you. I cannot afford to lose my handsome look, even for a single second. I've arrived at school. It seems nobody had the courage to give me. In Japanese schools, students change from their outdoor shoes into indoor shoes before entering the school building. There are shoe lockers at the entrance. Of course, shoe lockers are the classic spot for secretly leaving love chocolates. I check my shoe locker while acting calm and greeting my friends. Nothing in here. The desks and lockers in the classroom are also classic spots for hiding chocolates. During every break, I go to the restroom alone to create an environment where girls can easily confess their feelings. Of course, once I get back to the classroom, I nonchalantly check my desk drawer and the inside of my bag once again. Still nothing in here. It's a special Valentine's Day section. Come to think of it, I feel like there are more people dressed up than usual today. And they're carrying bouquets or bouquet-shaped chocolates. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone in the Philippines. Getting back to the point, it's lunch break. Time to eat lunch. I eat lunch with my male friends. Of course, everyone is well aware that today is Valentine's Day, but no one ever brings up the subject. After lunch, we used to play basketball a lot. Even here, I make sure to play my best and look cool, thinking that a girl might be watching from somewhere. When a player falls, I offer a hand to show off my kindness too. I went back to the classroom. I checked my desk, locker, and bag, but there's still no chocolate. Classes are over. It's time to clean the classroom. While the guys at the top of the school cast are playing ice hockey with brooms and rags, I clean seriously. I'm showing off my diligence. After that, it's time for club activities. I was in the basketball club and the track and field club when I was a student. During practice, I'm constantly wiping off my sweat with a towel to show off how refreshing I am. I was hoping to get some from the girls in the same club, but I didn't get any. It's time to head home. I usually go home chatting with my friends, but today is different. I tell my friends, I forgot something in the classroom, so go on ahead and head back to the room. I go back to the classroom and check my desk drawer, locker, and shoe locker once again. Nothing in here after all. Now, let's head home. I used to commute by bicycle during my junior high and high school years. I arrived at the bicycle parking area. I check inside the bicycle basket as well. Nothing here either. I crouched down, pretending to retie my shoelaces tightly. I let the air out of the tires while I'm at it. I take my time and walk home slowly from there. There is still a chance. A girl might be waiting for the right moment to give me chocolate. On the way, a male friend asks me why I'm walking. I look troubled and reply, "I've got a flat tire. I've arrived home." I checked the mailbox at home, but there was nothing inside except the evening newspaper. I get my toolbox and pretend to repair my bicycle in front of the house. My mother calls out to me that dinner is ready. Time is up. This is how my Valentine's Day came to an end. I have an older sister and a younger sister. At dinner, my mother joins in and asks, "How many chocolates did you get this year?" While feeling a slight murderous intent at the same question every year, I reply, "Was today Valentine's Day? I was so busy, I completely forgot." Looking back now, it was a ridiculous thing to say. Whether the first forgot it was Valentine's Day or not has absolutely nothing to do with the number of chocolates I received. My mother, older sister, and younger sister give me chocolates. I act tough and say, "I'm not a kid anymore. I don't eat sweet things," while accepting them. The next day, the male students in class have a discussion about how many chocolates they received. I reply as if it were perfectly natural, maybe 2 or 3. That's how it usually goes. But since I occasionally receive love chocolates from classmates, that's why I can't let my guard down. That was during the 3rd term of my first year of junior high school. There was this girl who was super smart and beautiful, and she was the class president. For some reason, she always picked on me, even though I was a quiet kid. It was honestly pretty draining. One day, close to Valentine's Day, she told me to stay after school because I wasn't cleaning properly. I had no choice but to stay, and then she suddenly handed me a paper bag and rushed off. Inside, there were heart-shaped chocolates and a letter that said, "Please be my boyfriend." I guess her being mean to me was just her way of hiding her feelings. The bullying stopped that day, but ever since, I've noticed her staring at me every chance she gets. It was obvious that she was waiting for my answer. But for a 13-year-old boy living in the middle of nowhere, the whole boyfriend and girlfriend thing felt way too heavy, and I was at a loss for an answer. About a week later, a boy in my class spoke to me. He was the type of person who always sticks his nose into everything, and I didn't really like him. Apparently, she had asked him to talk to me to get my answer. He asked me how I was planning to answer her. He warned me that if a freshman gets a girlfriend, the upperclassmen would see it as cocky and target them for bullying, and that the leader of the 3rd years had a crush on her. As an introverted student, I had no idea what to do. He told me that if I left it to him, he would make sure everything turned out fine. His plan was for me to just ignore her without giving an answer. He told me not to give her anything back for White Day. He said that spring break would start soon, and the classes would be rearranged anyway. I followed his advice. She and I were in different classes during our 2nd and 3rd years, and we went to different high schools after graduation. After that, I went to a university far away. A few years later, when I went back to my hometown for the first time in a while, I spotted her in town, waiting for a bus at the stop. She looked stunningly beautiful. I watched her from a distance for a while, thinking to myself how such a stunning person could have ever had feelings for me. Of course, I didn't have the courage to talk to her, so I just kept watching, but suddenly she turned toward me and waved. Just as I was about to wave back, I heard a male voice from behind me. "I'm so sorry for keeping you waiting." That was a close call. It looked like he was her boyfriend. If I had waved back, I would have looked like a total idiot. It had been nearly 10 years since that Valentine's Day, and on top of that, I was wearing a cap, so she didn't notice me. As I gazed at her with nostalgia, the boyfriend, who had his back to me, turned around. It was the same classmate who had advised me to turn down her confession. She wasn't my girlfriend, but for some reason, I felt a deep sense of helplessness. If I were Goku, I would have fired a Kamehameha. I'm sorry, I went on and on about such a trivial story. I rarely received love chocolates, but I had plenty of opportunities to get courtesy chocolates. But these courtesy chocolates were another problem entirely. Even if it's just a courtesy chocolate, I can't help but wonder if there's some love behind it. I end up thinking about her for a while. Suppose I received an obvious courtesy chocolate, of course. I need to give something back on White Day. In that case, even if the chocolate costs only $2 or $3, I will give something back worth about twice that price. It is the sad nature of a show-off. I'm not a sweet tooth, so I don't even eat chocolate. But if I didn't get any, I would feel sad anyway. And you're asking how it went this year? Of course, I got some. Is this a love chocolate or a courtesy chocolate? Here's the big reveal. It's a total courtesy chocolate. I don't get those butterflies in my stomach like I did in my school days. Still, there's this restless feeling during Valentine's Day in Japan that keeps me on edge. Anyway, with lots of love from in front of my 3 courtesy chocolates.